So welcome back, you guys. As promised from the last video, if you guys got to see the tamale video, we're gonna make enchiladas with the leftover sauce that we made for the tamales. And if you haven't seen it, look on the website and you can see how we actually made the hot sauce, the enchilada sauce. This is what the leftovers look like. You can remember this is the hot sauce that we use for the enchiladas. Nice red chili sauce that you use for enchiladas and also for the tamales. And just to give you a little bit of memory, these are the chilies that we use. The dried chilies. We got the California, the New Mexico. The 3 different chilies that we use for the enchiladas, for the tamales. This is what they look like, and then this is what they end up once you simmer them. So now we're getting ready to start the enchiladas. You want to put olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, or if you want your own favorite cooking oil, whether it's corn, canola, whichever one you want. And then what you want to do is you want to take the hot sauce, just stir it up a little bit, and make sure it's nice and mixed. You're going to take your regular tortillas that you can buy at the grocery store. You know, they come in a package. I'm almost out here. I prefer the white corn tortillas because they're a lot more pliable to work with. So you're going to grab a tortilla just right out of the bag, and you want to make sure that your skillet is pretty warm. So I've set it on setting from 1 to 9. I've set it on 7, so it gets really warm. What you want to make sure is that your skillet is hot enough so that it doesn't stick to the bottom. So you want to make sure it's pretty hot. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dip it into the sauce, depending on how spicy you want it. You can coat both sides, as you can see. All I do is dip it, or you can just dip one side if you don't want it to be too spicy. Once you dip it, you put it in. Now I can tell already in my skillet that it's not warm enough. I'm a little too anxious because it's not bubbling. So probably what will happen with the first one, which I usually do anyway, is that it's going to cook and it's going to probably stick to the bottom of the pan. So you want to make sure, like I said, your skillet is warm enough so that you can turn it and it'll cook quick enough to turn without it tearing the tortilla. So I can hear it starting to sizzle, which means it's warming up, and you'll see the oil starting to bubble. You just want to turn it to make sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom. And you just need enough EVOO to coat the bottom of the pan. You don't need to cover it. It'll be too much oil. So there we go. It's starting to bubble, as you can see. Chili sauce. I'm going to let it sit. Again, I'm going to keep turning it. Okay, it's really starting to bubble now, which is what we want. Pop, pop, pop. And you're going to go ahead and turn. Woo! Hey, we got lucky. It did not rip it, which is great. So you're going to let that bubble on the other side and let it sit for a while. It's long enough for the tortilla to get cooked, obviously fried just a little bit so it's not too overly soft. See how it's a little soft still? You want to cook it long enough so that it stays in shape and it doesn't tear when you pull it out. So I'm going to turn it just a little bit. Okay, unless you like them super soft, so that they're not crunchy, which you really don't want crunchy. You can take it out to your liking, but I'm going to let it sit in there for a little while. You can even put the spatula on top so it won't bubble or form a bubble. I can see where it's tearing just a little bit here. So it might tear for the first one out. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out. And then just lay it on your plate. Oops, as you can see, it tore. You want to make sure you always keep your pan oiled, so you add some more oil, and you're ready for the next one. Dip it again, and put it in the skillet. Okay, it's coming out here. Okay, so I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit, you guys, because it's not warm enough. It smells good. If you can smell this enchilada sauce, it just smells yummy. You can smell all the spices in it, the chilies, the garlic, the onion that we put in, the tomatillo. You can smell all those seasonings coming out in the sauce. And the nice thing about putting the tortilla in the sauce first and then in the skillet, it gives the tortilla also time to absorb the chili sauce flavor. So now we're ready to turn. Nice, good turn. I want to make sure it doesn't stick, so I'm going to keep adding extra virgin olive oil to make sure it's not going to stick to the bottom of the pan, because then it will certainly tear. Okay. Great. Looks good. Okay, pull it out. Ready for the next one. And you can see you've got a little bit left over here, but that's okay. No big deal. We'll just tear them to the side there. Dip in your next one. There we go. Turn it so it doesn't stick. Terrific. See, and as you get going, the skillet gets a little bit more acclimated to the sauce too, so it stops sticking as much. And it's easier actually to turn your tortilla. There we go. That one was nice and smooth. Okay. So that one's not going to be in very long. There we go. And that one came out nice and smooth. A little bit more oil. And you just keep going with the tortillas. Once you get your skillet at the temperature that you need, you just keep popping them in. Okay. And you just turn them. Make sure they don't stick. Nice and smooth. Then go ahead and turn it around. See how the tortillas no longer falling apart, which is what exactly we're looking for. So more than likely the first couple that you do are going to end up tearing, but that's okay again. Second one is off we go. And it's looking good. Making sure we don't have our tortillas stick on the bottom. And just keep going. Depending on how many you make, you can make a dozen, 2 dozen. If you're making for a large crowd, then you want to make sure you shred enough cheese, and we'll go to that next. Yep. And then once you can complete the amount of tortillas or enchiladas that you're going to make, then that's it. You just continue the same process till you have the quantity that you're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off, and then we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so this is what your tortillas look like. Now you want to make sure that once you get them done, that you set them aside for a little while, because after this you're going to handle them to add the cheese inside, and you want to make sure you don't burn yourself, because these are pretty hot right out of the pan. So you want to set them aside for about 5 minutes, let them cool off so you don't burn your little fingers, and then you can go to the second step, which is adding the cheese and rolling them up. So come and join me. Okay, so now we're ready for the next step, you guys. We're going to go ahead and add cheese to these enchiladas. Now, as you notice, I did use the extra virgin olive oil. Sometimes they come a little bit greasy here. You can see the oil's laying here on the tortilla. If you want to be even more healthy, if you have a non-stick pan, it's even better for you. That way you can use less EVOO, and then that way you don't need as much like I did on this pan, because I wanted to make sure it didn't stick. So if you want to be even healthier, then use a non-stick pan. So I'm going to grab my first tortilla. And then, depending on the cheese that you want, I like to use the Monterey Jack cheese, any brand that you want. I shred it, or you can use the cheddar or a mixture of both. I'm going to go ahead and use both today, but mostly my favorite is Monterey Jack. So I'm going to add the cheese. Just put it down in the middle there. Okay, add the cheddar cheese. And then, simply like that, you take the first edge, you're going to fold it over, and you're just going to keep rolling it until you're done. Done! Okay, next one, grab your cheese again, put it right down the middle. For those extra cheese lovers, of course, you can do double dose as much as you want. You can even fill these enchiladas with chicken if you'd like, which is really good. Same amount of cheese, just add shredded chicken to it, or even pork if you want. Okay. Enchilada number 3 here. Add the cheese. roll over. And there we go. Just a few more, you guys. Now for show purposes, just for you guys today, I'm only rolling these up in a plate. Normally when I make them, I usually make a dozen or two, and if that were the case, I'd be putting them on a tray like this, okay, lining them up, and then I would actually put them in the oven for about 10 minutes at 350 degrees. That gives them a chance for the cheese to melt, and then the edges come out a little crunchy, which is really, really good. For those of you in a rush, you're just getting home from dinner, you're in a hurry, you can actually just roll them up on the plate here, and then what I do sometimes when I'm in a hurry is I'll put them right in the microwave, warm them up that way. You know, warm them up if you're going to have serve 2 per plate, plus maybe some rice and beans. Then you warm them up for about a minute. That gives a chance for the enchiladas to melt the cheese. You want to put cheese on top, obviously, to give them a nice colorful look. Okay, and those are your enchiladas, you guys. Now let's see what they look like once you warm them up. So I'm going to put them in the microwave real quick, and then we'll see what they look like once the cheese has melted.
So go ahead.
So I'm going to go put them in the microwave. I'm going to cover them up so they don't splatter. Okay, and I'm just going to put them in for a minute. Okay, it's almost done, you guys. Let's take a look. Take the cover off. Our enchiladas. Ooh, cheese is all nice and melted. Shall we take a look inside? Let's take a look inside. See what's inside that little enchilada. We made only cheese enchiladas today, but as you know, like I said, you can add chicken or you can add beef. Oh, look at all that nice.
Oh my God!
Melted cheese.
So much cheese.
Bon appetit, everybody. Now let's let Vic here taste test once again and see how he likes them. All right, Vic. It's hot.
Alright, let me see. Let me get in frame. We gotta have Nick taste test too. Alright, here we go. I already know I love these, so it's gonna be amazing. Oh, it's melting. Mmm. Cheese is like perfect. And cheese, like, I don't know. It's kind of like thick but good. And it totally, like, I don't know. What would you call it? It balances the spice, I guess, so it ends up not being spicy at all. It's really, really, really good. I'm gonna have my friend taste a bite just to see, get a second opinion. So we got number 1, 2, and 3 taste testers. All right, Nick first.
Here we go.
You ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm lactose intolerant, so.
You're he's gonna finish the whole thing like right now. Alright, so while he destroys that, let's go to the next taste tester.
Can you hurry up?
Caesar wants to try. Actually, I got both of you in frame. You can go ahead, both of you. What do you think?
You should have your own restaurant.
That is good. Pretty good. I'm gonna want more.
Yeah, we gotta make like 2 dozen.
Tomorrow there's gonna be 0.
This is really good.
Heck yeah. Alright.
Okay. So there you have it. Taste tester said that they liked the enchiladas. I hope you enjoyed them too. Maybe next time we'll see you. We'll cook something else. Some arroz.
Something crispy.
Some rice or something. We'll decide. You'll see the next video coming out soon. See you until next time.